Jackie Taylor, the charismatic captain of the Wiscayoc High School football team in Yellowjackets, embodies the archetype of the queen bee, a social monarch whose influence thrives on admiration and control. From a psychological perspective, her behavior reveals a complex interplay of narcissistic tendencies, low adaptability, and a deep-rooted need for validation, which ultimately led to her downfall in the wilderness. Her trajectory mirrors the brutal pragmatism of yellowjacket wasps, who kill or abandon their queens in winter when survival demands outweigh loyalty. This analysis explores Jackie's psychological profile and the reasons behind her loss of power, weaving in the symbolic parallel to yellowjacket behavior conventions. Jackie's personality is defined by traits often associated with narcissistic tendencies, a need for admiration, a sense of entitlement, and sensitivity to criticism. In the pre-crash world, her charm and social status made her a natural leader, effortlessly commanding the loyalty of her teammates. Her confidence, however, masks an underlying insecurity, evident in her anxious attachment to her best friend, Shauna. Jackie's need for control manifests in her social manipulation, organizing group activities, swaying opinions with her charisma, but these tactics falter in the wilderness, where survival skills trump popularity. Her low adaptability, a trait linked to low openness in the Big Five personality model, prevents her from acquiring practical skills like hunting or problem-solving, rendering her increasingly irrelevant as the group's needs evolve. Her motivations are driven by a fear of irrelevance and a desire to maintain her pre-crash identity. In secondary school, Jackie's power stems from her ability to navigate social hierarchies, but the plane crash dismantles these structures, leaving her scrambling to assert dominance. Her moral posturing, criticizing the group's survival-driven actions, reflects a refusal to engage with the harsh realities of their situation, further alienating her. Her conflicts with Shauna, fueled by betrayal and rivalry, expose her emotional fragility, as she clings to their friendship for validation and reassurance. This dynamic, rooted in anxious attachment, underscores her inability to form new alliances, a critical failure in the group's shifting dynamics. The loss of Jackie's power as the queen bee parallels the fate of yellowjacket queens in winter. In yellowjacket colonies, the queen is central during the active season, producing offspring and maintaining order. As winter approaches, however, the colony's priorities shift. Workers, facing resource scarcity, cease supporting the old queen, often killing or neglecting her to conserve energy, whilst new queens hibernate to start fresh colonies in spring. Similarly, Jackie's leadership, built on social capital, becomes obsolete in the wilderness, where survival demands practical contributions. Her refusal to adapt, clinging to her secondary school persona, mirrors the old queen's obsolescence, as teammates like Natalie and Ty, who develop survival skills, emerge as new leaders. The erosion of social hierarchy further undermines Jackie's influence. The crash levels the team's pre-existing dynamics, and as starvation and trauma set in, new hierarchies form based on utility. Jackie's attempts to maintain control through charm or moral superiority fail to resonate with a group prioritizing survival. Her interpersonal conflicts, particularly with Shauna, whose growing independence signals a new queen emerging, accelerate her marginalization. Like yellowjacket workers rejecting a non-essential queen, the team turns away from Jackie, viewing her as out of touch with their desperate reality. Jackie's failure to evolve her leadership style seals her fate. Effective leadership in crises demands empathy and collaboration, qualities she lacks. Her authoritarian approach and moral judgments clash with the group's descent into pragmatic survivalism, a dynamic supported by research on group behavior in extreme conditions. As the team coalesces around new leaders who balance pragmatism and cohesion, Jackie's passivity and rigidity position her as an outsider, much like a yellowjacket queen abandoned in winter. The show's title, Yellowjackets, underscores this metaphor. The team's rejection of Jackie reflects the colony's ruthless pragmatism, where survival trumps loyalty to a figurehead. Her story illustrates the psychological toll of identity disruption and the limits of charisma-based leadership in extreme environments. Jackie's downfall, like the death of a yellowjacket queen, is a stark reminder that power, when unmoored from utility, cannot withstand the pressures of a world stripped to its rawest instincts.